Okay, I'm going to show you how we're going to log into the course. First, we're going to go to mymathlab.com. If this is your first time taking the course, you'll need to register. So come down here to register now. You're going to be a student. And you'll need your email, the course ID, which I will have emailed to you, and an access code. So you can either buy a book, a physical copy of the book at the bookstore that comes with an access code, or you can buy the access code online and use the ebook, kind of like a PDF book. It's up to you. Once you get registered, come down here to sign in. And you'll see your course. So our course here is going to be this summer course 2014. I may change the color scheme. The color scheme is the same color scheme I used last year, so I don't get confused. But it should look very similar to this. Things that are due will pop up here. So if we come here to the next week, we'll see when things are due, when homework is due, and so forth. I need to change that first homework, since class doesn't really begin until the second. Jump the gun on that one. And quizzes have different little icons for when things are due. Let me go through the syllabus. So click on syllabus. I highly recommend that you open this up. And if you want, you can go through this with me as I'm going through it with you now. And definitely print this off. So my name is Dr. McDaniel. And I'm located in the SAG. My office hours are a little flexible this summer since we're teaching online, but I am very good about getting back to you through email. We may even be doing some Skype chats if you would like to do that. Description, I'll let you read that. This is Intro Statistics class. So learning outcomes, we're going to be looking at two pieces of this class. One piece is a little bit of algebra. So we'll look at equations of lines, we'll look at slope, factoring, things like that. And then we'll look at some introductory statistics topics, and you can read those there. So the text is the Applied Statistics. It's a custom edition book, 4th edition. So you can buy the book at the bookstore that comes with the code, or you can buy the code online. I don't care which way you do. You will need a TI 83 or 84 calculator. If you have the TI Inspire, even better. One little note here, getting ready to start looking at the grades. In order to get a passing grade in the class, there are two proctored tests, the midterm and the final. You have to have an average of at least 60 before I'll take everything else into consideration. And this is just to really ensure that the integrity of the course is being maintained. In the past, I've had students get hundreds on every online assignment and then get a 0 on the proctored final. So just to kind of keep ourselves honest, the average of those two grades needs to be at least 60%. So let's say you made a 70 on the midterm, you need to get at least a 50 on the final. If you're doing your own work, generally not a problem. There are 3 online tests, and I have practice tests for each of those. So you know exactly what's going to be on there. There should be no surprises at all for the test. You have to get at least a 50% on the practice test before it'll even allow you to attempt the test. You also will get 2 attempts at the test. So I'm trying to set you up for success here. So you're going to take the practice test. After you do all the homework, you take the practice test, and then until you get the grade you want on the test, then take the test. And then you can even take the test a second time if you need to. And I'll take the higher of the 2 grades. If the test is taken by the due date, I'll actually add 5 points to your test. And then there's a 3-day grace period. And then after this, there'll be 10 points deducted from your test. And look at the outline for test dates. So we also have online homework for each section. And I'll go in here and show you what it looks like here in a moment. Do not get behind on these. So on the outline, which I'll pull up in a minute, it has sort of a weekly expectation how you get these done. There are no longer going to be discussions for this particular course. So except I think the first assignment there's a discussion. That's really just to tell a little bit about yourself, but that's going to be it. Quizzes. So you can take these quizzes up to 5 times if done by the due date. And then after the due date, I generally will re-release it, and you'll just have 1 attempt. Do your best to get that done by the due date, though. Again, we've already talked about the practice test. There is a proctored midterm, so you need to take this. Generally, students take this at the MTSU Testing Center. You can go and schedule it now if you want. The due date is on the outline, and you just go in there, and there are some computers. It's taken on the computer, and it's a cumulative midterm, similar with the final. And then the proctored exams are worth a little bit more, actually considerably more, than the online exams. This is the traditional grading scale, 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, and so on. No plus minus grading here. And also, you cannot withdraw from this class unless there are extraordinary circumstances. So definitely contact me before you are considering withdrawing. The summertime, there may be a little more flexibility than in the regular semester, but definitely let me know before you think about withdrawing. Maybe I can help you not have to make that decision. And here's just a sort of a formula for you to know how to compute your grade at the end. If you have any disability, definitely let me know about it. So if you need extra time on test or so, you have to be registered with MTSU's Disability Student Services, Disabled Student Services Office. Academic misconduct, don't cheat, don't plagiarize, things like that. What else we have here? Attendance. This is an online class, but I can definitely take attendance when I have to report that based on the last time you've logged in. I can see the last time you've logged in, and certainly when assignments have been turned in. There's a little lottery scholarship notification there. And just some sort of etiquette here. You can read those. Include your name in the course. Not that as important about the course because it's the only course I have, but definitely include your name in the email. If you're replying to my email, include the original email. It makes better sense that way. And I'll let you read the rest of those. And I'm usually pretty good about getting back to you. The True Blue Pledge, I'll let you read that. And I'm mapped to my office. If you're able to come to campus, we can certainly meet there if you need to, or it may be more convenient for you just to meet through some sort of Skype. Okay, so that's the syllabus. Well, I think I got one more page here. Sort of a flow chart. Definitely print that out. I'll show you this in a minute, but you're going to watch a video lecture in general. This is sort of the go in the class part. Don't try to bypass that. I can't possibly capture all the nuances that are in the video from the questions, but later on, it's clear who's not watching the video because later on, these concepts pull together, and it's tough to answer those unless you've been watching these videos all along. And then do some online homework, and then take the online quiz over that section. And repeat this until you reach a test. And then take the practice test until you get the grade you want on the test, and then take the test. And you get 2 times on the online test. Okay, so assignments. So week 1, I've got this separated into 10 weeks. We have a 10-week semester, so just go to week 1. Here I'll occasionally post some surveys here. We'll sometimes analyze some of the data in the class. So take that survey, do it real quick so I can get that aggregated for us to analyze. And then you're going to watch a video. I used to have these links, but the links get broken when I copy the course. So right now I'll just tell you to watch the video. And the video, for instance, watch the video lecture for 1.1 part 1. I tell you it's about 20 minutes, and then do the homework for those sections. Okay, so you're going to come down here to the video. So here are videos. I may move that up a little bit higher. So this is in Unit 1, Chapter 1. And here is the video. So you can open up the PowerPoint notes for this. If it helps you to take notes with this. And you can print these out if you need to. And then I've got 2 parts here. So you just open up part 1. This first chapter is a little challenging because all it is it's a lot of vocabulary. If it asks you to take a quiz, go ahead and do the quiz. It's just a way for me to ensure that you're actually watching the video. If you're watching the video again, though, you don't need to take the quiz again. You can just watch video and take the quiz. So I need to put in my name here. And
welcome you to the first video in a series of
you can kind of clip through here if you need to. If you need to repeat a little section, you can. I've got a table of contents on many of these. So you can go to certain examples that you need to.
So here's an example. A lot of stuff, and you're going to see lots of word problems in statistics.
Most of the videos do not have this little picture-in-picture of me. I did the first one just so you know that I'm an actual human being, and but after that it goes away. So you will not be forced to actually look at me while I'm doing these. Okay. And so you'll do part 1, part 2, and then there's a homework for this. And you can, if you want to, you can do all the chapter 1 if you want, and then do the homework. But I recommend doing that. Coming over to homework. And again, I may move these links to where they may be actually in the order that you do them. Currently, this will not work on an iPad. That's unfortunate. I know that many of you have iPads or mobile devices. Possibly maybe in the fall they'll have that ready, but not for the summer. So here is the homework. If you wanted to see everything, here's show all. And I need to go back. So it's assignments 1 through 20. So we'll click on homework. And you can see a handful of questions here, and you can go ahead and begin doing the homework. The first couple don't really actually have a lot of problems per se. It's more vocabulary. Let me go to one that actually has some problems here. I think maybe 3.5. So I've tried not to assign a whole lot of problems, not a lot of repetition, but yet a little bit of repetition. So we have here, for instance, number 1, looking at a box plot. If you don't know what these are, that's okay. The video lecture you watch will explain those. But you can click on View an Example over here. And so after you've watched the video, you have a chance to see an example of this type of problem. You can kind of click through here, and it explains how to think through these problems. Now, often they do them a little bit differently than I do on the video, so I recommend doing the video first. That's usually the most expedient way to learn how to do these types of problems. You can also pull up that problem within the textbook. So you click on textbook, and it'll pull up where in the textbook they talk about the 5-number summary and box plots. Okay, so I'm a textbook guy. I would like to be able to go through here and read the textbook and look at a particular example, obtain the 5-number summary, and then it tells me how to draw the box plot. And you can print that little part out if you need to. You can connect to a tutor, and you can be tutored, have an online tutor there. Let me know if you use that. I'd like to know what you think about that. And if you've exhausted these resources and you still need help with it, you can click this Ask My Instructor button, and I'll be emailed that problem. And you can put a little note. And the more specificity you can put in your note, the better response you'll get from me. If you just say, I'm confused on this, I'll give a sort of a generic response. But if you say, I don't understand, and you say, I get this answer, where do they get this? I can kind of pinpoint and refine my answer. So we have quizzes and tests. So in the same place of the homework, really, you can access it all from here. The quizzes are very similar, except for the quizzes, like for instance in 1.1, most of the quizzes only have 3 or 4 questions on them. They're relatively short. You get 5 attempts at this. But notice when I open this up, you're not going to get all those help aids on the right-hand side. So you actually have to complete the entire quiz. So just 3 questions, but you do get to complete it 3 times if you need to. Also in the homework, I forgot to mention, if you miss a problem, you can actually do that problem up to 3 times. Okay, so you get 3 attempts on each problem. And let me go back in there just to remind you. So if I open 2.3, for instance, just 3 questions. So really, I tried to remove all the repetition that you may have had like in an algebra class. I've tried to remove a lot of that for the stats. But when you do each problem, make sure you're really trying to understand the concepts here. So if you happen to miss this problem, so that's not correct. It gives you this particular problem gives you so multiple choice problems only. They sometimes just give you 2 chances. Let's say I miss it. It tells me the correct answer. So look at it, and then you can come back here. Oh, this is actually a multi-part problem. So let me miss some of these, and I want to show you how you can do the whole problem over again. Okay, so I happen to get that one right, but notice I've got kind of a partial credit here. So I got part of these correct, part of these incorrect. I can click similar exercise, and it'll give me another one very similar to it that I can do. And if you get this one more right than the last one, you can do that, I think, up to 5 times per problem. So, and I can reopen that if you need to get one right that you've missed. So you should be able to get 100 on the homework. Most students end up getting 100 on the homework once they go through those. This homework help I've started creating about, I believe, 2 semesters ago. So other students that have problems with these, I went ahead and rather than respond individually to several students that had the same problem, I'd go ahead and post it up here. So a lot of the problems didn't occur until chapter 2. So in chapter 2, sometimes they're static and sometimes it's a video. This one looks like it's a YouTube video that I posted. And so it's just a couple minutes on that particular problem that I'm doing. And this is one where we're using StatCrunch to do this. Okay. Look there before you email me about the problem, because I'll basically I'll check this to make sure it's not there, and I'll send you there. So I definitely do that. And there's also some help on the TI-83, 84. I need to probably give you a better link here. I'll put some more tutorials in here, or a link to the tutorials I've created. So that's a lot for now for this first intro video. Once you get into the course, you'll probably have some additional questions for this. And that's it. So if you have any questions, definitely don't hesitate to give me an email.